Yes. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here for another video on your Saturday afternoon, March the 7th, 2026. Thank you for watching once again, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And thank you for watching once again. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the subscription marks below. My respective channels, all the links are down below, so you can't miss it. If you do, you need your eyes checked. That's that. So, subscribe to my channels, leave a comment on the video if you like, from the past, the present, and in the future, Conan, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, and Ozzy and Satan will pretty much destroy you and eat your soul, so don't do it. Go on your garbage channel and do it there, because you're going to do it on mine. You don't like tough cookies. And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're pretty much SOL. I think we all know what that means now. And if you don't, oh, you got problems. And that's that. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab some more Powerade or whatever you got. Sit back, relax, put your stinky feet up, and enjoy the show. And if you like it, great. You know, go watch somebody else. But you'll stay here because you love me. And I don't. So some of you I do, but my good fans, I do. I love you. I love you all. But the other ones, you can pretty much suck my dick and get out of here. And that's pretty much it. Below me. Not baloney, I said below me. But I digress. We move on. That's that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish, and all that other good stuff. And don't forget to hit the bell. And for the newbies, welcome aboard. And that's that. Strap in because it's a bumpy ride. We move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on your Saturday afternoon, not too cold here in the Northeast, you know, around 50, but overcast and foggy, you know, feels like Seattle. It is what it is. Tomorrow, 60 degrees, you gotta love it in the shade. I'm happy for that. We're gonna get a little rain tomorrow, not too much, but shouldn't dampen your Sunday. As we are completing the first weekend of March. Don't forget, please don't forget to turn your clock forward at 2 a.m. Later tonight. So we lose an hour of sleep. So don't forget, if you have clocks and stoves and stuff like that that are battery powered or electronically, you have to do it manually. And either do it tomorrow or do it, maybe do it, I wouldn't say do it now, because then you're like, hey, it's 5 o'clock. No, I meant it's 4 o'clock. So you get messed up, so. But it is what it is. So daylight saving, I think it's daylight savings time, begins later tonight at 2 a.m., which will now become 3 a.m., so we lose an hour of sleep, which sucks. But it is what it is. So if you're at the club tonight, you're partying, and next thing you know, club's closed. Wait a minute, it's 2 o'clock. No, it's 3 o'clock, sir. Get out. Damn it, savings time. You know, it is what it is. But hope you have a great day, wherever you may be, and enjoy the weekend. We move on. We got NXT Vengeance Day tonight, coming up in a couple hours at 7 p.m. on, well, for the last time on Peacock. I don't know where it's going to be after that. Probably on Netflix or your local stream, I guess. I don't know. But last one on Peacock, because I think every pay-per-view is going to be on ESPN now. Like, I care, but so I watch pay-per-view for free because I got the illegal streams. But it is what it is. I don't care. Me move on. But it should be a great show tonight. Lots of great matches. We'll do the predictions in a little bit later. I do have to run out to the supermarket in a little bit with the missus. You know, she takes 3 hours, so But I digress on that. But like I said, enjoy your day, and we'll talk about Vengeance Day in a couple hours over on my Shadow Slayer channel, episode number 106 of that great channel. Oh, not well, the channel, just like, but it's a good channel. Probably gonna get rid of it pretty soon because I don't know. I might just scrap it and just put my predictions on this channel, which is basically all wrestling and little vlogs here and there, but same thing with my Killer Demons channel, basically wrestling channels, but I want to diversify a little bit. I have my own rank channel, I have a metal channel, / tribute channel, so I have 2 wrestling channels, a metal channel, a music channel, and a rant channel. So that's 5. Well, 4. And then I have the Shadow Slayer, which is 5. People say I have 8, 9, 12. No, I got 5 main channels. So I don't use the other ones I have. I have backups, but I don't rarely use them. But it is what it is. Anyway, moving on your Saturday afternoon. Hope you have a great day, and if not, well, fuck you, man. That's that. On your Saturday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late and out-of-date WWE Smackdown review for last night, March the 6th, 2026, from the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. And this was not the greatest show, but still, we're coming out of the Elimination Chamber, so it's a Smackdown Aftermath show from the Elimination Chamber, as we're now on the road. We're 6 weeks away, officially, as of right now, 6 weeks away from WrestleMania 42, Night 1 and 2, and kind of started formulating some matches. We already got the Night 2 main event, that's Roman and Punk. And last night, we got a new number 1 contender. Well, actually, Randy Orton's the number 1 contender, but who's he face? Is it Cody? Is it Drew? Is there chicanery? Most likely there'll be some chicanery. But after the evening's festivities, we will know who is going to face Randy Orton on night 1 of WrestleMania for the undisputed title. So we got that. But we got some other things going on as well. Tag team gauntlet match to see who faces the MFTs for the tag team belts. The women's tag team champions, Lash Legend, Big Shit Gun, and Nia Jax. They're going to have a women's title celebration. See what happens with that. Mommy Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. That's going to be main eventing, I don't know what night, but they're going to have a face-to-face. That's going to be interesting after the Twitter war. We'll see what happens with all that. And a whole lot more on your 2-hour cure for insomnia, and that is WWE Smackdown. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. And as always, our commentary team of Joe Tessitore, my good buddy who plays a mean electric twanger. That's a guitar for you dumb fucks at home. And that's Bad News Wade Bennett. And Joe, I'm afraid I got some bad news for you. That's that. Alright, we open up the show with a elimination recap. Why not? And as an added bonus, we get what we saw on the post-show, almost a fight between SmackDown GM Nicholas Aldis and Papucho Drew McIntyre, and then Aldis got all pissy and says, okay, you want to hit Cody? Well, you're going to defend the belt against Cody for the undisputed title on SmackDown. And Drew's like, why do I got to do this? I beat him already. Cody don't deserve shit. Just saying. But he gets another and hopefully last title match against Papucho, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we get that, and then we start the show off properly with the number 1 contender, the man who won the Chamber last weekend, and that's Randy Orton, and it's not in his voice! The man whose voice is in his head. the guy who stole the diamond cutter from DDP, who stole it from me. Well, actually, I stole it from them. But I made it better. Way better. Way better. But I digress. So Randy and his Quadzilla comes out, and he swears he was on time getting to the building. I wonder why, Randy. You've been banging your hot wife. Nothing wrong with that, but you gotta get to the arena. I mean, stop. Just go to the show, do your shit, have some late night dinner, then some more late night dinner, if you know what I mean. And then get up at the appropriate time. Maybe try to get a quickie in, and then get the fuck to the arena. Stop fucking around. But I digress. Alright. So he got to the arena and saw the WrestleMania 42 sign was already up. Because they put that up first when they get to the arena. That thing is up already. So anyway. So he talks about, he's like, I'm not particular with numbers and all that stuff and statistics. So he mentions he's been at 20 WrestleManias, but he only main evented twice. And we all know which one, WrestleMania 30. Actually, WrestleMania 30 when Daniel Bryan beat him. But I digress on that. I think the other one was, WrestleMania 20? I think it was 20 when Rey Mysterio, I think it was Rey beat him, I forget. I know 30, but I forget the other one. But in any case, so this is going to be his third main event at WrestleMania. And it doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, but you're never guaranteed a great spot on the greatest show in wrestling history, and that's WrestleMania, sorry. People who put him in the category of the all-time best, hey, future Hall of Famer, and he looks at the locker room right now, makes him proud to still be, pretty much on that main event level. He doesn't know who he's going to face at Mania, either Drew or Papucho. Obviously, Drew or Cody. You know what I meant. But either way, it's going to end with the three most deadliest letters in all of sports. Not entertainment, it's wrestling. Sport. Wrestling is a sport, not sports entertainment, it's a sport. Debate me all you want, it's a sport. Anyway, so he says, I'm going to end it with a Gilly Casa Bang! Or RKO. So he says that. And then, Trick Willie! Shimon, whoop that Trick, what? Oh yeah, man. Booker T's going crazy in his house. So, Trick Willie comes out in his all-white gear and his lemon pepper steppers. I gotta get me some of those. So he gets to the ring and interrupts Randy, saying, I'm not happy with you calling me less than 6'5". So he keeps on talking, says, I'm better than you, this and that. I says, I'm gonna kick your ass with my lemon pepper. And I was about to say steppers. Randy's like, alright, shut up. Bang! Gilly Cutter, good night. I thought we were gonna get Trick versus Randy on the show. Nope. We didn't get any of that. Maybe next week. Well, we get that. Alright, so Randy's little promo and then Trick coming out. I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on Smackdown. That's that. Alright, then we get a video from earlier in the day where we see GM Nicholas Aldis talking to the United States Champion, and that's Carmelo Hayes, otherwise known as him. And he has a surprise challenger for his U.S. title. He has another open challenge, but he doesn't know who it is. It's a surprise. I wonder who it could be. Could be for anybody, from any promotion maybe. TNA, NXT, could be main roster, could be the guy in the 15th row, who knows? But anyway, so we get that, and then we go right to the U.S. title open challenge, so Melo comes out, looking great as always. high-fiving the fans and shit like that. So he's getting ready for his opponent, and it's this guy, and it's Triple Oz, Latin American champion El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. Interesting. Little nice touch there. Mello versus a guy from AAA. Should have been Mr. Iguana, but I digress. Or maybe Mecha Wolf, or Issa's good buddy Mecha Wolf. The guy looks like Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth. Ah! Guy that screams really loud, but I digress. Anyway, so he comes out, the Latin American champion. So we have the Latin American champion versus the United States champion. In a pretty good match for 10 minutes. We move on. So starts out with Dr. Wagner drop kicking Mello into the corner, then he hits a cannonball. So he's really fast and furious. Missile drop kick is a near fall, but Mello gets back up with a drop kick of his own, knocks Dr. Wagner into the ropes for a fadeaway ballin'. As we go to break, MVP pretty much like that. I bet. I think Rick Ross sang that. I forget who sings that song, but it's ballin'. You know this, Brooklyn. Oh, that's the remix. If you've been to the club, you never heard that song, you are missing it. Oi. Every time I go to the club, they play that banger. But they play the old school version, and then they stop it and they go, everybody's like, Brooklyn! If you know it, and other people are just standing like, oh. What? Why did it stop? And you look at them like, Brooklyn! Oh, you're from Brooklyn? Yeah! Of course. Brooklyn's the best borough in New York, that's why, Everybody says it's the armpit of New York, but fuck the Bronx, by the way. You know why. I don't even have to tell you why. But for the newbies out there, the Bronx sucks because of the New York Skankies. I would say Queens is the best too, but because of the Mets. But Brooklyn, you got the Cyclones, the North Division champions, by the way. Just saying. We have titles here in Brooklyn. Not the Brooklyn Nets, because they fucking suck dick. But they should just go back to New Jersey. Kind of like how the Islanders were in Brooklyn, but they were known as the New York Islanders, not the Brooklyn Islanders. But they stunk up the Barclays Center and they kicked them out. Bunch of fish sticks they are. But and we got the Cyclones, we got the Cyclone, the amusement park, and the ride. We got Coney Island, we got Nathan's, which is now owned by Chinese people. Go figure that one out. We got it all here, man. We got it all in Brooklyn. But, depending on where you live, it's very, very expensive. I mean, you could live in the city, but that's very expensive. But nice place to go to at night. You can go to lots of clubs. In Brooklyn, there's some nice clubs, but a lot of bars here. Big bars, too. Some little winky-dink bars, some big, huge bars. Well, you can go there, and a lot of people there, and you just drink and partay, which I did last night. So, not doing it tonight, obviously, but it's Saturday. I would go out tonight, but I'm just not in the mood. And the missus is not either. But, not that we drank last night, well, she did, but, shh. But I digress. But anyway, just want to chill on a Saturday night. And that's that. We got some shopping to do, and then we're going to chill, have some lunch, have a late lunch, and then watch Vengeance Day, have our sensible dinner, and then go to sleep. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, so Mello hits the fadeaway. As we're going to break, come back, Dr. Wagner hits a hard clothesline for a double down. Mello hits a springboard clothesline of his own. Then, not Mystica. Somebody's been watching Mystico tapes. Just saying. That gets a near fall. And then Dr. Wagner comes right back with a power bomb for another near fall. We got a lot of near falls near the end of the match. He goes for a dive and dove right into the first 48. Damn, that was crazy. And then Mello tries a top rope version, missed. No one in the proof, you sir. And Dr. Rondo comes back with a spin into a sit-out powerbomb for a close call, near fall, whatever you want to call it. Goes up top for the moonsault, missed. No one in the booth for USA. And then Mello hits nothing but the bottom of the net. 1, 2, 3 to retain the United States title in a little over 10 minutes. But still, pretty damn good match. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Moving on. So Mello's still your reigning defending United States champion. We'll see who he faces next in his next open challenge. Probably next week on Smackdown. I still think we should get a ladder match for the United States title at Mania. I'm just saying. We gotta have like a big time epic match on night 1. Like a tag team title ladder match or US title ladder match. Can't do the women's US title match. I hope we get Julia and Io. I mean, people have been saying that. I'd go with it. If Io wins the women's US title, I'm all for that. Does she need it? No. She don't really need it. But she becomes a Grand Slam champion if you think about it. Because she won the NXT... actually, no, she already is a Grand Slam champion. Because she won the NXT tag team titles with Zoe Stark, who's coming back, by the way. She is the NXT... She was the NXT Women's Champion. Become the SmackDown and Raw World Women's Champion. And... she hasn't won the tag team titles yet, so... But she is a Grand Slam champ. So she won the women's tag team champions with Kyrie or Asuka or whoever. Actually, she won it with, take that back. She is a women's champion. She won it with Mommy Rhea Ripley. I forgot about that. So she is a Grand Slam champion. So, you know, she could get belt number 6 in her long, illustrious career. Wins the women's U.S. title. Does it matter, though? Nah. She has to go to SmackDown, though. Which I don't mind, but... I mean, there is no draft yet. If that's ever going to happen. But I mean, if they don't do Julia and Io, then I think the backup plan is probably going to be Io versus Kyrie versus Asuka. Oh, my dick will explode all over my screen. I have to clean it up even more. But I digress. But we'll see what happens with Io, Julia, and, you know, women like Kiana James and people like that. Alright, we'll move on from there. Alright, so we'll see what happens with Mello as we get to next week's show. Alright. After that, Kathy Keller's in the back with Huzzah! Ilya Dragunov in a nice suit from the Men's Warehouse, because when you go to the Men's Warehouse, you want to look good like Ilya Dragunov and everybody else who wears a good suit. You want to look good? Then you go to the Men's Warehouse. Because when I go, I get a lifetime membership there, because when I go, they make me look good, because when you look good, you feel good. That's a commercial. When you go to the Men's Warehouse, some of you might like the way you look. They might guarantee, but when I go, they definitely guarantee it. But I digress. Bleh. And that's pretty much it. Just looking at the World Baseball Classic scoreboard. US is taking on Britain, the UK tonight in the World Baseball Classic, and Great Britain gonna suck. You're gonna get beat down, whip that ass tonight. And yeah, Judgy Wudgy hit a home run last night. Big deal! Big whoop. Almost lost that game, too. How could you lose? I mean, really. Really, how could you lose to, like, a team like... I don't know who they were playing last night, but... You know, If they face Japan, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, they're gonna get destroyed. Just saying. I think Puerto Rico and we're gonna get Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic in the finals. Let's see what happens with that. I think the last time we saw the World Baseball Classic, I think the Dominican Republic won that. And that was the year that, yes, Edwin Diaz blew out his knee in 23, where the Mets could have went wild that year. But, they had to wait for next year. Oh, we all remember 2024, don't we? Last year, not great, but, should have won it all last year, and it just fizzled out. Pretty much fizzled out near the end of the year, as they always do. But this year, we'll see. I mean, Soto, Simeon, Polanco, Peralta in the rotation. And then you got Devin Williams, and you got Luke Weaver in the bullpen. Maybe Kimbrel. We'll see. But the thing is, no Pete Alonso. So, gonna kind of miss his bat. But you bring in Polanco and Simeon for some power. No Brandon Nimmo, so not much speed in that lineup. And Lindor's not going to be back until probably the end of this month. Because he's coming off a hamate injury. It's his hand. So, he'll be back for opening day, hopefully, but... And Freddie Peralta's going to start opening day against the Pirates at home at Citi Field. That should be interesting. So, we'll see. I'm optimistic about this season for the Mets. Yankees, I could care less. Didn't really get anybody. I mean, got Goldschmidt back, big fucking whoop. Got Bellinger back, big deal. Judgy Wudgy. See if he has another semi-MVP type year, even though he didn't win it. Rotation looks like shit. I mean, you got Max Fried. Garrett Cole's coming back from Tommy John surgery, but he won't be pitching, I think, till May or June. But, I mean, Yankees, they'll be around, but we'll see. We'll see. With the Mets, los Mets de Nueva York and los Yankees, fuck the Yankees, baba. So, baseball coming up in 20 days, my friends. 20 days. A couple weeks away. I'll be doing my predictions for the baseball season coming up in a couple weeks, too. Probably the weekend before the season, we'll do that. We'll do the big, huge prediction show on the Shadow Slayer channel. And that's that. Alright, so Ilya Dragunov is in the back, says he's not going to be accepting a U.S. Open challenge from Melo, even though he's guaranteed one. Melo says, hey, you want one? You got one. Ilya's like, I got better things to do, because I'm not... he's not accepting it because he isn't being enough of a warrior at the moment. And then he mentions some stuff about with his mom and everything. It was nice. And then this guy comes in. The Miz comes in, starts mocking him. And I forget what some of the stuff I forgot what he said. So Miz is mocking him, and then Kent Wilson! Yeah, he's still alive. A man who thinks everybody is toxic! He comes in and says, Miz, you know what you are? I don't like your attitude. I don't like I don't like your masculinity. I think you're toxic! So I'm like, ooh, we're gonna get Miz and freaking, the Miz and, Kit Wilson in a match? I'm interested. So anyway, so Ilya says, I'm gonna go see them in the ring, but we don't get who he's facing. I don't even think we got that match. If we did, I barely watched, but we get that. Let me move on. Alright, that segment was alright. 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's that. Alright, moving on to our next segment. Bobby Priest, Damian Priest, has been told he's in a match later on, but he doesn't know who he's facing. And then we see Nicholas Aldis about to tell him, and then this guy, Bald Truth. I mean, he is bald now. Bald R-Truth comes in and says, "Hey, player, we're in a tag team turmoil gauntlet match for a shot at the tag team titles." So Poppy's like, okay, I'm in. All right, get to beat up some people. That's nice. Let me move on from that. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then another segment, more talking. Why not? Nick Aldis sees Drew McIntyre as he's getting ready for his title defense against Cody. So Drew comes in to see him, asks if Nick has come to his senses after, going berserk at the Elimination Chamber and making the match. So Drew's trying to kind of weasel his way out of it. Who wants to face Cody anyway? So Nick Aldis says, "You will defend the belt or forfeit the title to Cody. So you better be ready to fight there, Drew." Drew's like, "Fuck!" I'm like, you know what? Fuck this title. I don't need it. I'm like, I know you're gonna give it to Cody. I'm like, I'm not gonna give the fans shit. I'm just gonna come out, drop the belt, say, "Fuck you. Get out." Say, "You breached my contract. Fuck you guys." They did. WWE breached his contract. I don't know how, but I read on Ringside News that WWE breached Drew's contract somehow. I'd be pissed too. Should have came to AEW, dude. Should have came to AEW when they had the chance. We'll go to Japan, go back to England, and do something. Alright, we got that. Moving on. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that one, too. Alright, then we get the Irresistible Forces, the big, beautiful ladies. And that's Nia, Jax and Lash Legend, celebrating their women's tag team title victory last week over Mommy Rhea Ripley and Io. And they brag about their win, prowess to face anyone, and they mean anyone. So, but before we find out who they're gonna maybe face, get a little toast of some champagne. And then Charlotte and Ms. Bliss, Alexa Bliss, or now known as Charlexa, go figure that one out. They come out and interrupt. Lexi says that Nia finally found a coattail to ride all the way to the top. And they're about to go at it, but then the resident accountant, Kiana James, and the women's U.S. champion, my girl Julia, come out. Kiana brags about, guess what? We had that match, that triple threat match to see who goes to the chamber, and between me, you, Nia, and you, Charlotte, and guess who won that? Oh yeah, that's right, me! I pinned you, Charlotte! Charlotte's like, I don't remember that. Right. So then they're about to go at it, and then Nick Aldis does his best Teddy Long player impression. We got a tag team match between Julia and Kiana James versus Charlotte and Lexi. And Nia and Lash are like, well, we're getting out of here. We're going to drink our champagne and get out of here. That's that. So, ladies, you got a tag team match. You don't like it? You're going to go one-on-one with The Undertaker. Well, actually, maybe Miss Undertaker. That's Michelle McCool. I guess that works too. Because they can't go on one-on-one with The Undertaker. I think all of them get killed in one way or another. Mark Callister drew a number on their pussy, if you know what I mean. Ha-ha! Because he's the GOAT of all GOATs on the Modern Era. But we move on. Alright, so we get to the tag team match. Joined in progress. Whoops. Stop. Thank you. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. Computer's going crazy as usual. Alright, so we start the match with Lexi arm-dragging Julia, brings in Charlotte, cleans house easily. A flippy dippity doo off the apron by Charlotte. Interesting. And then Kiana James sends Charlotte into the ring post. Ow! To take over, Julia then drops the elbow for a near fall. Not the Macho Man elbow, but regular elbow. Gets a near fall out of that. And then Charlotte kicks Kiana down. tags in Ms. Bliss, who hits a basement dropkick on Julia. And then Kiana catches a dive off the apron. Julia adds a kick to head. Ow. As we go to break. And come right back. Charlotte puts both of them down. Sets up the moonsault for a double near fall. She pinned both of them. And then Julia's belly to back suplex puts Charlotte down for another near fall. But Charlotte comes right back with a boot to face. And then Lexi comes in, hits a running DDT on Kiana James. And then Charlotte finishes off Julia. Why is she taking the pin? Why? Are we getting this again? Where Julia doesn't defend the U.S. title and she's just taking pins? Get her out of WWE. Get her out. Let her go back to Stardom. Let her go to AEW even. This is ridiculous. They're not letting her do her strong style stuff. I mean, yeah, she did some stiff kicks in a match. I think, with Zelina Vega at one point. I think she did some strong style stuff. And that was really it. On the main roster was her biggest feud. Was with Zelina Vega. And then she wins the title back from Chelsea Green. But what has Julia done? Really? What has she done? Except for the stuff in NXT with her and Stephanie McClure. That fucking feud was great. I would have kept her in NXT. But it's Julia, She was just a monster in Japan. Seems like almost everybody from Japan that comes to the WWE, unless your name is Asuka, Kairi, or Io, fucked with. Not so much Shinsuke. But lately now, over the past couple of years, Shinsuke's been pretty much got nothing. He comes back, to give him his whole theme back, which I love. Then he's part of that whole MFT thing with, ridiculous thing he was in. And now he's back to where is he? He's back in catering, eating sushi or whatever. It's ridiculous. It is really fucking ridiculous how WWE treats their Japanese talent. It's, like I said, besides Asuka, Kairi, and Io, that's it. Julia from Japan started off okay in NXT, down the drain on the main roster. Why give her the Women's United States title? Why? She's above that shit. And people are going to agree with me. On Twitter, on this video maybe. Who knows? But really, get Julia out of WWE. I would say send her down to NXT. I don't care if it's a demotion. I don't care. She has to do better. WWE needs to do better with Julia. It's sickening to see her get pinned. Why? And who's she going to lose the Women's United States title to? I mean, who? Alba Fire? Zelina again? No. I think the way to get Julia back and credible is her versus Io. That will sell. I mean, really, do you need me to book fucking WrestleMania? Hunter? I mean, seriously. You get rid of Road Dogg leaves because what WrestleMania looks like shit right now. No wonder he left. Because he didn't like the direction. I don't know who's taking his place. I really don't give a fuck. You're like, Bruce Pritchard's gonna take care of that shit. Right! Bruce! And then you got, that chick is not on writing Raw. Alexandra's writing Raw. You think that's gonna work? No! Nobody can write wrestling. Nobody. I don't care who you are in that fucking company. You cannot write. You have no ideas. Creative is garbage. And Hunter thinks, oh, everything's fine. Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, WWE was on top. Great storylines, everything was good. Now, down the ship because it's the same fucking shit. Same fucking champions. They give the belt to Cody again. Oh, that's a spoiler, by the way. They give Cody the belt back again. I hope he's a transitional champ like Drew was. Why was Drew a transitional champion? Why? 2 months? Boggles my mind. Drew should have lost the belt at Mania. Not to Cody. He should have lost to Jacob. Or Randy or Sammy. And poor Sami Zayn. We'll get to him in a little bit, but still. This is going to be a really shit WrestleMania. I'm guaranteeing that. Besides Roman and Punk and Jade and Mommy, I don't care about the rest of the card. I don't care that much. But, going back to Julia, I booked Julia and Io on the spot. But, you know what they're going to do with Julia? Nothing. We're going to make her defend the title the night before WrestleMania. She either wins or loses to, like, say, Alba Fire or Chelsea Green or I don't know who. Ridiculous. She should start the feud with Io now. We got 5 weeks, well, now 6 weeks, but by the time we get to Smackdown, 5 weeks. Build that feud. They're starting the Asuka-Kyrie feud on Raw, which is, I think, nice. I'd love to see Asuka and Kyrie go at it one-on-one. I mean, if you put Io in, that's fine too, but again, what do you do with Julia? What the fuck do you do with her? And once again, WWE creative is uncreative about being fucking creative. This company is shit. Do it with the creative team. It's shit. And you got rinky-dink people that think they know everything. They can write everything. Right. Soap opera writers writing wrestling. What the fuck? I mean, you need fans to write this show. Like me, Issa, Joe Cronin. Don't even tell me JD, because JD can't write shit. He can't commentate for fuck. Fuck that guy. Fuck his fucking subscribers, too. JD should be blacklisted from wrestling and everything else. Fuck that guy. Fake New Yorker. Fake human being. I mean, God forbid he finds a woman. That woman has to be probably the ugliest woman ever to fuck that guy, because he has her. I'm just saying. But I can write way better fucking storylines than fucking WWE can do right now. WWE needs to switch it up after Mania. Roman has to win the title from Punk. Randy has to win the title from Cody. And then you work around Mommy's going to be Jade, hopefully. And then Liv Morgan's going to be Stephanie. I mean, it's the same fucking champion. Liv Morgan's back champ. Yay, great. And then maybe her and Raquel Rodriguez can start their feud. I think that's where that's going. And then Mommy will probably just switch to Smackdown. Maybe Io goes there too. And then you can go back to having Io and Mommy go after the women's tag team titles. Or maybe, just maybe, you have one of them turn. I'd have Io turn. I think her best work is as a heel, in my opinion. But I would have Io turn on Mommy and go for the Undisputed title and win it at SummerSlam. Or maybe later than SummerSlam. Maybe by... well, I doubt Survivor Series. Maybe on a random episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. But we'll see. By the way, the next Saturday Night's Main Event is May 23rd, I believe. So that's coming up a couple months from now. So that's coming out of Payback and going into... Clash in Italy, I believe. So, that's pretty damn nice. We move on. Alright, so yeah, Julia takes the fucking pin. So, Charlotte and Lexi get the win. I guess they're up next for the women's tag team belts. Do I care? No. No. So there's your mini rant of the episode. That's that. Alright, then we find out that Joey Roll is going to be on the show next week in Phoenix, Arizona to see Randy and Cody. Great. Well, no, maybe he'll do something at Mania again, like he did last year. Not that I give 2 fucks. But we move on with that. Alright. Then, we get Cody, MD Cody, you bitch. Says he wants to point at the WrestleMania sign. That means winning the title back from Drew Papucho. And then Sami Zayn comes up to Cody, says, "This is crazy that you get another title match." And Cody's like, "What's so crazy about it, Sami?" "Well, I'll tell you why it's crazy. Because you get everything you want." Basically, Hogan. I loved how people on Twitter are calling Cody Hogan. Cody Mania, brother. Basically. So Sami's like, you get a title shot even though you didn't win the chamber. You didn't, you didn't earn it. You just got handed to you. And then Cody starts going berserk. And thinks that Sami's trying to weasel his way in to get a title shot against Cody if he wins the title, and I never even won the title yet. Sami's like, "I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing! I'm going nuts! Ah!" He says, "Oh, Cody, all I want you to do is go out there. I want to wish you luck. Go out there and become the champion. Again." So Cody's like, "Okay." He leaves, and then Sami's like, "Argh!" Smacks the poor harmless water bottles. Those water bottles had a family, damn it! Alright. I can't wait for Sami Zayn to turn heel. I hope at Mania he screws Cody. I would mark the fuck out if he did that. He just comes out and says, "I'm gonna help you!" Pop! Hits him with a chair in the fucking head. Knocks him the fuck out. Randy just picks him up, dead weight, Dewey Cutter. But, I mean, if Cody retains, I'm gonna be mad. I think everybody will be mad. And then maybe you have Sami sneak in and get a title shot. Maybe a Backlash. Maybe at Saturday's main event. I just don't want Cody to be a freaking... He's gonna be a month champ. By the time we hit Mania, he'll be a month. And his 3rd reign as champ. It just pisses me off. Ridiculous that he's the champ again. Fucking ridiculous. But anyway, move on. Alright, that segment was actually pretty decent. 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we see Trick Willie on the Breakfast Club. That's a radio show on, I think it's Power 105.1 here in New York. Not that I listen to it. I used to listen to Power 105. I don't even listen to it anymore. I don't even listen to radio anymore, because everything's on Spotify. I mean, you still have AM, FM, and now you have pretty much satellite radio. The wet your whistle with some great music, and I just put on Octane. I put on the 80s channel, just on my 80s fix and everything. Basically, it's Octane, Liquid Metal, there's another one, I forgot. Well, Liquid Metal is with, my good buddy, Jose Mang, and he plays a lot of In This Moment. Hanabi's got a new album out, by the way. Please pick it up. And yes, Hanabi is not K-pop. I'm just saying. But Spicy Queen! I can't do it because of my voice. But yeah, buy Hanabi's new album. I forgot the name of it, but they have a new album out. So, it's an EP, actually. It's not an album, it's EP. Not an LP, which is long play. EP is extended play. Why do you know that? No, you do. Because I'm a college DJ. I used to be, but I know more fucking music than you would ever know. Debate us! No! Because your opinions don't matter to me. So, why? Why would I waste my time? For a bunch of guys that think they know metal. In this moment, they'll never get a platinum record. Well, they got gold. Is better than nothing. Nominated for a Grammy. Didn't win, but they got nominated. They're working on their 9th album. Pretty much done, basically. Just gotta wait to press and come out already. God damn it. Been a couple years since God Mode came out. 2024. So, they're on their two-year cycle again. Every 2 years, another new In This Moment record. With some singles here and there. I mean, the only single that came out was Heretic. Great single, by the way. That's going to be on... It should be on the new album. Whenever that comes out. You know, it's March 7th, and I haven't heard one peep about a new album. They're working on it. Been working on it for how long now? I'm just saying. I think by the summer, because they're going to be on tour in the summer at Louder Than Life. They're going to be some festivals. I know that. As far as the new record, I don't know yet. But I assume Heretic's going to be in the new album, and the new album's going to sound harder, if not better than God Mode. I think God Mode did pretty well on the hard rock chart. I don't think it got to number 1, but it came close. On the top 200, it was like not even... It charted, but I forgot what number it was at. But I'm not going to look it up either, because I'm too lazy to do it. But I think, In This Moment, album number 9 is going to make your brain explode, pretty much. And if you haven't got an In This Moment record, I think you need to get it. And for the newbies who are getting into In This Moment, I would start with Blood, because that's one of their better records. I would start with Blood, go back. I would start with Blood, Beautiful Tragedy, then get a Stalker's Wasteland, God Mode, then Mother, then Ritual, then The Dream, and I'm missing one. And oh no, take that back. Black Widow, you put in a okay. Let's reverse that. All right, start with Blood, Beautiful Tragedy, Stalker's Wasteland, Black Widow. That's number 4. God Mode. Put number 5. God Mode. 6. You put The Dream. 7. Mother. Or you put 6 or 7. Mother. And then 8 would be. Yeah, 8 would be probably Ritual, something like that. Because I got 9 albums out now. So, but I would start the first 2 albums you have to get. Blood and Beautiful Tragedy. It's just bangers. The whole album, bangers. Both albums are bangers. Just saying. That's how you get in This Moment. First 2, those 2 albums, Blood, and all you need is really Blood, God Mode, and Beautiful Tragedy. Those 3 albums, and then you work your way back a little bit. But that's that. That's how you get in This Moment. Because when they came out, they were amazing. MySpace, man. MySpace, Kenny! That's how I met them, via MySpace. But I saw them in 2005 at BB King's, and then I didn't meet them until 2007 at Ozfest. I really wish I had that fucking photo. I have it somewhere in my fucking house. I don't know where it is. I had it on my fucking fridge, and then, the missus fucks around and moves everything. It is what it is. Yeah, hurry up, will you? Gotta go shopping. It takes 5 hours to fucking shop. It takes 5 hours for her to get ready. I'm ready. I just gotta put my pants on. I mean, I have my PJ on now. I just gotta quickly put on my jeans and shoes, and I'm out. I'm like done. I'm like out the door. So I'm gonna finish this up. All right, but like I said, if you are a newbie in this moment, buy Blood, then buy Beautiful Tragedy, and then God Mode, and then work your way a little bit back. Stalker's Wasteland's the next one after that. So first 4 albums you have to get is Blood, Beautiful Tragedy, Stalker's Wasteland, and God Mode. That's it. That's all you need. Not so much. You don't have to get Mother if you want. You don't want to. You don't have to get The Dream, which is kind of underrated. Not the best. Their best. Not their best. People say it's their best, but it's not. It was a step down. Like, what is this? Less screaming. One song, Screaming from Maria. That's The Great Divide. Still a couple bangers on that album. Not great bangers, but... And we move on. Alright, moving on. Alright, enough about In This Moment. I can talk about In This Moment for life. Alright, so Tricks on the Breakfast Club talks about how... Oh, okay. How awesome the fans have been since he made the main roster. Did you say my name? Oh, Mike. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Every time you say awesome, I think it's about me. Damn it! That's okay, Mike. Okay. You know. It's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess up your show again. But, every time you say awesome, you think of me. I know. But, it's okay, Mike. It's okay. How you doing, by the way? I'm doing pretty well. I had a good weekend and everything, me and New Jack were kicking some ass, Guy tried to bring up all those Iranians. We kicked their fucking shit out of them, man, and put them through a flaming table. New Jack with his psych, he was a weird guy. Jerome was a weird guy. Motherfucker. Shut up, Jerome. Yeah, shut up, Jerome. Hey, Mike, calm down. Nah, I know, you're just weird sometimes with his cocaine. He tried to give me a bag of cocaine. He tried to stuff it in my locker. You have a locker up there? Yeah, doesn't everybody? I don't know. I don't know what happens up there. I'm not up there yet. I mean, when I do, maybe I'll see it. Well, get up here already. Mike, I'm 49. I got a long time. I got a long way to go, hopefully. Well, you're awesome too. You're not like me, but, you're awesome. You got a long way to go. Well, I hope so, Mike. I hope so. I'm kind of breaking down. I'm near that halfway point. You know what happens at the halfway point? Well, I didn't even hit it. It happens. It happens, Mike. When the Lord calls your number, if you're not even at 50 yet, the Lord calls you, you have to go. I didn't want to go. Why am I up here? I want to come back and hang out with you. I know, Mike. I know. I don't have Dragon Balls. I got big balls in my pants, but, I need to know that, but okay. Well, you know who would talk saying that. Oh, yeah, your wife. Right. How's she doing, by the way? She's doing okay. She gets on my nerves, but... you should put her through a flaming table once, whoa, wait a minute. I laid a smackdown on her last night, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's funny. I know. Thank you, Mike. Anyway, I gotta finish up. I gotta go shopping with her, Alright, you have a good show. And just remember, I'm awesome. I know. He's awesome, okay? Mike Awesome is more awesome than The Miz. We all know that. And he should be in the fucking Hall of Fame, right, Mike? That's right. I know. Jerome should be there, too. Yeah, I think so. I should be in the Hall of Fame, motherfucker. Shut up. Jerome, shut the fuck up, alright? Get that sight away from me or I'll put up your ass, motherfucker. Alright, get out of here. Mike, say goodbye. Bye! Okay. You try to do those impressions. Fuck you, you can't. Alright, moving on. After that, I need a drink, sure. We got a new bed! Okay. I'm watching The Price is Right. Okay, so Tricks on the Breakfast Club says how great the fans are for making him finally get up to the main roster. Got that. Alright, then we got the tag team turmoil match for a future title shot against the MFTs. 5 teams. We got the Motor City Machine Guns. They're still around, yeah. Surprisingly. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, number 1. Fraxium, that's A-Kid and Ben Frazier, that number 2. They had a pretty good start. Good start. Really weird finish. Weird. I was like, what the fuck? The Machine Guns get eliminated on, like, a botch pin. It looked like, Sabin got his foot on the rope. The referee's like, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, wait, what? What? Wait, referee, what the fuck are you doing? Are you, like, high? Don't answer that. But that was a weird finish. They got them out. And then Los Lobos, the Garzas come out. Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, they come out. They come out at number 3. They did pretty well. Yeah, they did pretty well. They get rid of Fraxium with MTY, whatever that is. Then the Wyatts come out at number 4 with their epic entrance. That's Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis, the former champions. They come out. They get rid of Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. Actually, I'll take that back. The MFTs come out. I think it was Tongaloa and Tama Tonga, the Resident Gremlin. Yeah! They come out, distract the Wyatts. Humberto Carrillo gets a roll up to eliminate them. What? So they eliminate the Wyatts. I thought we're gonna win the match and get another match with the MFTs. Well, that didn't happen because the last entrants are Poppy Priest and R-Truth. They come out, beat the crap out of the Garzas. The Garzas came back here and there. Really worked on Poppy for a while, and then R-Truth comes out, does his best John Cena impression, so we get Ron Cena. And then, near the end, Garzas come back, but in the end, Poppy hits South of Heaven, R-Truth hits the AA pretty much at the same time. 1, 2, 3, they get the win, a double pin on Los Garza, or Los Lobos. They get the title shot against the MFTs, and Ruby Soul don't give a fuck. So, yeah. So, I would assume they're gonna have that match at Mania, and Poppy and Truth win the belts, so R-Truth gets another Mania moment, like he did with The Miz a couple years ago, when they won the Raw Tag Team titles. Held it for like a month or 2. Yeah, at least now R-Truth gets the Smackdown Tag Team titles. Go figure that one out. Alright, moving on from that. Alright, then we're in the back. Sami Zayn comes up to Randy and asks how Cody is. Randy's like, I guess he's okay. Oh, Randy asks him that. Cody's like, okay, he's okay. Randy drops him with an RKO. He asks how Cody is after he got hit with an RKO at the Chamber. Randy's like, how did it feel and everything? One says, you had to be selfish from time to time to get there. Sammy asks Randy if that makes you a bad person. Randy's like, well, I don't know about all that, but it does make you a 14-time world champion. He tells Sammy, I believe in you. And you might need to listen to those voices in your head. They counsel me, they come to me, Sammy, listen to the voices. Call up your cousin, Generico. Evil Generico, even. I remember when Generico was a heel. Woo, that was nasty. He was beast. He was beast mode in, early on in Ring of Honor. When him and Steen were heels against the Bucks. Actually, take a reverse. But I remember Generico being the heel at one point. Ole! Yeah, Ole, I say I put a foot up your ass! But I can't wait for Sammy to turn heel. Like he was with Kevin Steen when they weren't tag champs. But they actually, wait. Yeah, they were when they beat the Usos at Mania. That's when they were faces, but Sammy and Kevin, I believe, were heels at one point early in their WWE career when they were teaming before the ever popular breakup. Oh, I don't like you anymore. I hate you. Steen and Generico, and just they're gonna fight into the grave, pretty much. And speaking of Kevin Steen, he's going to be getting re-evaluated this summer, possibly coming back by the end of the year. I would love that. Make him world champion. Does he face Roman again? Do I want him to face Roman? Not really. I'd rather him go after the Smackdown title. Not, the Smackdown title, not Raw, because that's Roman's title. But, for now, until Braun Breaker possibly comes back, probably about the summertime. So, they did mention Roman winning the title and then holding it for a little while. I mean, 4 months, good 4 months at least, but I'd rather Braun, Braun, when he comes back, he's going after Seth Rollins. That's pretty much a given. So, they're going to feud for a while. And then, Seth Rollins is going to probably be going after he's done with Logan Paul, because they're going to do that match at Mania again. And Seth Rollins is probably going to win that, obviously. And then Seth's probably going to maybe have a match with Roman again down the line. I don't think he's going to beat Roman. I wouldn't mind Seth as champ, but him beating Roman, I'm a little bit debatable about that, but we'll see. But I think when, after Braun comes back, he's gonna face Seth, probably around SummerSlam time. And then, after SummerSlam, I could see Braun and Roman before or at War Games, at Survivor Series. I mean, if not, maybe the final Saturday Night event, they do a title match. Or you have Roman go all the way to the Rumble, and maybe Braun wins the Rumble like he should have been this year. You have Braun versus Roman at WrestleMania 43. If you want to do that, I think the Blood Prince of Saudi Arabia is like, all we want to do, Roman versus The Rock, it's money. I got all the blood money. I give it to Vince McMahon. Yeah, Vince is coming back. There's a rumor going around. Vince wants to come back, and with Saudi Arabia's help, with the Blood Prince's help, because they may be buying WWE. Who knows? The Saudi Prince is like, I want to have Roman versus The Rock in my country. Gonna sell more than the oil we give to the U.S. Yeah. $350 for gas right now. $350. MGV, whatever it is. I'm sorry. That guy, He'll like, what are you talking about? Worry about yourself, okay? Happy birthday, by the way. And many more, but that's that. Just that. Yeah, so $350 for a tank of gas. Crazy. It was $279 like about a week or two ago. It's $350 almost here in Brooklyn. It's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if it is $350 right now. It was $335 when I looked on I came home last night from the bar and everything. Well, me and Mrs. on the bus, I'm like, holy shit, it's $350 almost for a tank of gas? And those poor, those. So if you take an Uber or Lyft, or you get a regular cab here in New York, pay and tip your fucking driver, because they need that gas money. Seriously. That's why everybody's taking mass transit now. I don't blame them. I don't blame you for taking mass transit, but, they need fuel too, Gotta go on a train, go on a bus, go in a cab, whatever you gotta go in New York. How people don't tip much, especially on Uber and Lyft. And I did a little, not Uber, but I did Postmates at one time, and I delivered food and electronics. I didn't get tipped that. I got tipped pretty well, not great. One time I got $30-something off an order I had to deliver from downtown to Midtown Manhattan. $30 tip. I loved it. This is a $100 order. Like 2 big bags of fucking Chinese food. It's crazy. I'm on the train, I'm like, holding this shit. I'm like, People look at me like, what the hell did you buy? I remember one time I went on the bus because I was going from Union Square down to like 2nd Avenue, I think. With some, I think it was food, I forget what it was. But anyway, I got on the bus with one of my Kevin Steen shirts. Guy in the front of the bus says, who's that? Who's that on your shirt? I go, Kevin Steen. He says, who's that? He says, he's a wrestler from WWE. He says, oh, nice shirt. I said, thank you. Okay. Bus went down. I got off the bus. He says, have a good day, sir. I'm like, you too, sir. I could have walked, but there's some days I walk from Union Square down to 1st Avenue on the east side. There's some days I walked from West 4th Street all the way to 42nd Street. Insane. When I was in shape, But there's certain days I couldn't walk. Because one was raining at one point. That happened one day. I worked one day and it was pouring. I went to get an order. And I had to go on the west side from 14th Street to, like, I think 10th Avenue. It was 9th to 10th Avenue. I had to get it, I had to go down there, get it, come all the way back to get the bus to 9th Avenue. And I was stuck in traffic. I was pissed. And then, when I'm on the freaking bus, my phone's ping, 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 ping. Because everybody, nobody's going to go out and get food. Everyone wants to order food. My phone's blowing up. I'm like, I had to shut up my phone at one point. I couldn't really do it because I had to go to the address. And I get there later. The guy's like blowing up my phone. Where are you? I'm like, I'm stuck in traffic. What do you want me to do? I'm on my bike. When was I on my bike? If I get there, give the guy the food, it says, I'm sorry I'm late, there's a lot of traffic. Give me a bad rain and I told him to go fuck himself. But it is what it is. But, yeah. But like I said, I mean, it's crazy here in New York and in the country. The gas prices are just mega high. Well, the Mets game is over. I didn't know that. Mets won 3-2 over the Cardinals today. Finally won after a 3-game losing streak. They lost to Israel in like one of those games. Because, like a tune-up game for Israel in the World Baseball Classic. Then the Mets lost to the Marlins last night. Then they lost Thursday night. Yeah, they lost Wednesday night to Israel. They lost to the Marlins last night. They lost to the Nationals on Thursday. And then they won today 3-2. Not a televised game. I think they're on TV tomorrow. But, a couple more weeks and we got real baseball. But, Soto and McLean and Clay Holmes are in the World Baseball Classic. Hopefully nobody gets hurt in that. Like Edwin Diaz did in 23. God forbid the U.S. wins that, and everybody's going crazy, and then next thing you know, Clay Holmes or McLean hurt themselves, or God forbid Soto hurts himself. I hate the World Baseball Classic. Should never happen. That's something you do at the end of the year, not during spring training. Don't even think about doing it. And the next one I think is in 28 or 29. I think it's every 2-3 years. Waste of a tournament. That's that, but like I said, I would put the World Baseball Classic at the end of the year. Not after the World Series, like sometime in November, but they do it in warm weather states. And obviously, when you go to Japan and stuff like that. But doing it in warm weather states like Miami, you can do it in their state. They're doing it in their stadium down in Miami. They're doing it in Houston. Can't do it up here because it's cold. You're doing it in LA, San Diego. You're doing it in Texas as well. Like besides Houston, you're doing it in Arlington, where the Texas Rangers play. Do it in warm weather states in November or December. Then you give them a break. Give them about a month or two. I say 2.5 month break from maybe December, then January, and then you come in February, and then you have regular freaking spring training games. Just can't have spring training games and they're like, oh, we're not going to see these guys until they get their reps. I understand that, but you run the risk of them getting hurt. So hopefully nobody on the Mets, I'll give the Yankee fans some credit. Hopefully, Aaron Judge and doesn't get hurt, or Soto, or anybody on the Mets that's in the World Baseball Classic. Hopefully none of them get hurt, because it'll just be really, really, really bad. And then I'll just come on video saying the World Baseball Classic should be abolished. Alright, that's that. Alright, let's go back to Sammy and Randy. Sammy and Randy sounds like a TV show. Alright, so Sammy's like, being selfish make you a bad person? Randy's like, I don't know about all that, but it made me a 14-time world champ. And he believes it's Sammy, who might need to listen to voices in his head. So, Randy goes to leave, and Mr. and Mrs. Alistair Black and Zanina Vega, they come in, tell Sammy, that's just the nature of the beast. So, Randy and Alistair Black still kind of going at it with their little feud. So, Alistair Black in the shadows with Selena. I don't know how he bagged her. Lucky bastard there, you Tommy. Tommy Budgeon. His real name is Tommy N, but his real name is Tommy Budgeon. But damn it! Should have been me with Selena Vega. Damn it! We get that. Alright, so let's see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, let's I can't even reload. There's a funny segment with Johnny Gargano. He's he's lying on the thing again. Candice LeRae, he's saying, I can't do this anymore. You need to be Johnny Wrestling again. The guy that used to be tag team champions with Ciampa, former North American champion, former NXT World Champion. I need that guy back. I didn't marry some guy who's like laying down on the job and shit like that. So Johnny just wakes up and he's like, you know what? You're right. And then Candace's like, where you going? He's like, I'm going to the ring. So he goes to the ring. He says, I need to be Johnny Wrestling again. I want, blah, blah, blah. He just goes on a rant. And he's like, no, nobody in the back can tell me differently. Then the lights go off. And then, the Buddha, who, the Destroyer, who, the Bringer of War, who, Oba, who. Family, he comes out and destroys him. Oh, poor Johnny. Poor Johnny Gargano. I think his bye-bye, so long, farewell to you. Go hang out with Ciampa. You're going to AEW. DIY reunion in AEW. Give me that. Not that Ciampa's doing anything in AEW. Yeah, a couple week reign as TNT champ. Lost to Kyle Fletcher, and then he's like, you know. Now he's facing Dax Hardwood tonight. That should be interesting. Little DIY FTR kind of thing from NXT. Oh man, I would love for another DIY FTR match. I would mark out for that in AEW. Come on, Tony, sign the guy. Just wait till he gets released, or hopefully WWE releases him. And Candice LeRae. Bring them to AEW. Candice can go into Ring of Honor. Maybe win a title here and there. Her and Mercedes could have a good match. Her and Athena can have a great match. Her and Willow, we've seen them on the Indies. I saw it on the Indies. It was just, you know, they're a pretty good match. Not great, but good. But, you know, I just have a feeling when the spring cleaning comes after WrestleMania, I think one of the casualties might be Johnny Gargano. I hate saying it, but what is he really doing? Nothing. Candice LeRae. Nothing. Get him out. Let him go to AEW, and you know, by the time we hit August, by the time All In comes around, you debut Candice and Johnny Gargano in a segment maybe with Ciampa, and then let him go after the Bucks or go after the FTR. Just let them come back, and then, you know, they're in tag teams, and then, you know, spread them out a little bit. Have Ciampa go do his singles run, and let Johnny Gargano do his singles run. Let him win the TNT title, or the national, almost said North American, the national title. Maybe have the TNT title. TNT, national, or continental, or intercontinental. You know, there's so many belts in AEW that Gargano and Ciampa can go after. And just, you know, Tony Khan just did a stupid thing and had Ciampa win the belt from Mark Briscoe in a great match. And then, like, almost a month later, he loses to Kyle Fletcher. No, I mean, a couple weeks later, he loses to Kyle Fletcher, which made no sense to me. Because they wanted Kyle to have the belt going into Australia, his home country. That makes sense, but still. I'd rather him win the title at Grand Slam Australia, not like a week or two before. And now, who beats Kyle Fletcher for the fucking TNT title now? Did you give it back to Ciampa? You can't do Mark Briscoe again. You ran that for 7 fucking matches. Epic matches, by the way. I think Jack Perry might win the national title. Because him and Ricochet, their feud has been, like, you know, up and down. I don't know. But like I said, Gargano pretty much on his way out of WWE right now. I mean, sending him back down to NXT, it make no sense. It just won't make any sense. Just get rid of him. He's just damaged goods at this point. He's catering material right now, like Apollo Crews. Sadly, well, not sadly, but I mean, Apollo Crews was great as Intercontinental Champion when he did the Nigerian gimmick with Commander Aziz. Whoo! You know, whatever happened to that guy? I don't even know what happened to Commander Aziz. I know he's on the indie circuit, I think, but I don't know where. And Apollo, you know, he's hanging out with his other good buddy in catering, Mac fucking Cardona. I don't know why they brought him back. It made no sense to bring him back. Oh, he's just back because Chelsea Green is his wife. Obviously. I mean, but he had a great match with Mello. Great match. I'll give him that. I wouldn't have been mad if he won the US title again. I wouldn't have been mad. Give him the title. Let him do his, like, CCW... GCW, well, yeah, CCW, not GCW, when he won the world title from Nick fucking Gage, and he went on that run, and he was like the most hated man in the indie circuit. Mikey Mittens, you know about that, right, Mike? Not you, Mike. The other Mike. Mittens Mike. I'm just saying. Just saying. And, that's that. Alright, but yeah, Gargano got destroyed by Oba. That's that. Jordan Grace had a match with Alba Fire, and, I think it ended in no contest because, Jordan was, Alba sent him into the corner. Jordan Grace was trying to do, like, you know how they go up the ropes and then they flip. Not that they don't go flip back. You know, they bridge back and they land on their feet. She did that, and her ankle, ooh, it was nasty. So they stopped the match. Jordan Grace legit got injured. She was seen in a walking boot. And how fit that great picture on Twitter when she was in a wheelchair next to Chelsea Green. They're talking about their ankle injuries. That was funny. So sadly, like, Jordan Grace, hurt her ankle. Probably gonna be out for a little while. I think she'll be somewhere on the card at Mania, if they even put her on the card. But, once again, the WrestleMania curse happens, and people getting injured, pretty much a month away from Mania. And some serious injuries, like Braun Breaker. He's out. Joe Arnold, he's out. He's not going to be at Mania. Bronson Reed, not going to be at Mania. At one point, they were saying Seth Rollins won't be at Mania, but now, he came back at the Chamber, destroyed Logan Paul. They're going to start their feud. So he's going to be at Mania. So that's good for Seth. Bad for Bronson Reed. Bad for Braun Breaker, who I thought, if he didn't get hurt, was going to possibly face Punk. Or face the winner of Punk and Roman, which would have been Roman. Probably a Backlash or a Clash in Italy. Or maybe King of the Ring. He could have won a King of the Ring. It's still a couple months away, and if Braun Breaker can come back, I think he could win the King of the Ring. Not that he gets anything, but as far as Bronson Reed goes, he tore his bicep. He's going to be out at least 4 to 6 months. He'll probably be back at SummerSlam to, I guess, face Seth, because I think they're going to run that angle for a while. But Seth just destroys, I remember, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and then when Braun Breaker and Bronson come back, he's going to take them out. I think in between, maybe do something with Roman. But we know how that ends. And that's that. That's that. Anyway, we move on with that. As far as Drew and Cody went, pretty good match. Jacob gets involved after Drew, that's the rep bump with Charles Robinson, and Drew goes outside to get the chair, tries to use the chair. Jacob comes out, takes it away. I thought that Jacob was going to stay around for the match, even after the other referee came out. But no, Jacob just took the chair away and then left. I was like, where is he? Where'd he go? And then, they hit their finishers. Cody hits the Claymore. Drew hits Crossroads for near falls. That was great. But in the end, after the whole thing with Jacob and the referees, being dumb, and Cody knocked him out, and then Cody comes back, hits the Cody Cutter, then right into Crossroads, and Charles Robinson's back in the ring. 1, 2, 3, Cody's the new champ for the third fucking time. I don't like it, because Drew had like a month or two reign. Have you noticed when Drew has been the champion, his reigns were really, really, really short? I mean, when he lost he won the title at Mania, and then thanks to Punky Brewster, he lost the title in like a minute to Poppy Priest, who cashed in Money in the Bank. That was a waste of a title reign, or waste of a title win. And then when he beat when he won the title at I think it was at 36, when he when he won it the first time, it was good. He didn't hold it that long. When he won it at Mania, then he lost to Punk, lost to Poppy. That was a short reign. And then he won the belt from Cody, thanks to Jacob in the cage in the 3 stages of hell match. He held it for a month. We were hoping to go to Mania with the belt. No, because Cody has to get everything he wants. Fucking bitch. It's the same fucking thing all over again. So yeah, so Cody wins the belt. I don't care. I hope he loses to Randy. Randy's going to see him in Phoenix on Friday night. See how that goes for the next 5 weeks. Should be some good promos. Roman might be on Raw this Monday. I think they said Roman might be on Raw this Monday, but I think he's coming on next week, the 16th. Then he's going to be definitely at the Garden. He's going to be in Boston. He's going to be at the Garden. And he's going to be in Sacramento the week of Mania. So, I hope Roman, annihilates him the next time he's on Raw. Annihilates CM Punk on Raw. After Punk had to say that fucking line about Sika, Roman's dad. Roman should go right after Larry, the dog. Say, you want to talk about my dad? Well, how about, after, it's like at WrestleMania, I'm going to put you through the ring and I'm going to send you to hell, that's where your dog is, or some shit like that. Then Punky's like, you talking about my dog? You're the big dog, and then he says some weird fucking line about, oh, you're the big dog. You were getting put down on everybody's throats, and everybody fucking hated you. In 2015, 2017. He do something like that. He brings up that, that part of Roman. And then he's like, oh, you became relevant. And then you left, and you came back, and you held the WWE hostage for 3.5 years. And then Roman can come back and say, oh, you went and became all elite, but how did that go? You bitched and moaned to a bunch of young bucks. And the owner basically kicked you out because you're being a bitch to another Samoan, another family member of his. Well, not family member, but he's Samoan Joe. I would bring that up. I would really, if I'm Roman, I was like, you know what? Bring up Larry. Bring up his whole time in AEW. Say, oh yeah, you went to AEW. You won a couple of titles, but then when you don't get your way, you fought with a guy, as an alpha, Omega. Well, not an alpha, but, you fought Kenny Omega, and then you fought against, the Young Bucks, and then the owner basically kicked you out because you're a hothead. You can't get what you want, so they brought you back, to cater to the 30, 40-year-old virgins that live in their mom's basement. It's true what he said last week. It's true. Roman was facts. And Punk is like, he knew he was getting buried. He knew it. And he had to throw that line out. He had to get that line in. So, it is what it is. So, anyway, that ends Smackdown. That's it. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. I got to run to the supermarket. Grab some late lunch as well. I'll be back in a couple hours with my Vengeance Day predictions, and I'm going to watch... And your food's ready. And I'm going to watch Vengeance Day at 7. And then after Vengeance Day, probably later tonight, I'll do my Dynamite review, and then tomorrow we'll talk about Collision and Vengeance Day. Do the review tomorrow. Get all that done tomorrow, and the weekend's over. We start a new week. It's gonna be warm here in Brooklyn. It's gonna be great. 60 to 65, all the way up to pretty much. Thursday's gonna be about 55, 60 with a little bit of rain, and next weekend's gonna be insane. Might get a little snow, which just saying like less than an inch, which is basically nothing because it melts right away. On I think Thursday into Friday we're gonna get something like that. That doesn't mean shit to me. And getting into St. Patrick's Day weekend. Because St. Patrick's Day is a week from Tuesday. For all you Irish people out there, have fun. You know, and then we're just counting down the days to spring. When that starts on the 22nd, so that's 2 weeks away. And then Easter's right around the corner. We're under a month away from Easter. We're about 4 weeks away from Easter, ladies and gentlemen. 4 or 5 weeks away. That's pretty damn good. So this year's going by like every other year, quick. By the time you blink, it's Memorial Day, and then July 4th weekend, Labor Day weekend, end of summer, and then before you know it, it's Thanksgiving and Christmas again. And then we drop that fucking sphere again. And then we turn the clock back. Don't forget to turn the clock forward at 2 a.m. So we've got a few more hours here if you're on the East Coast. You've got 3 more hours to do that. But don't forget, because you're going to wake up like at 10 a.m. Oh, it's 10 a.m. You look at your phone. Wait a minute, how did it turn to 11 a.m.? Because you forgot. Even though your phones do it automatically. And your computers and your TVs. But if you have an alarm clock, I would set it at 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. So when you get up, it's an hour later anyway. You don't have to worry about it. But whatever you want to do. But don't forget tonight to turn your clock forward so you lose an hour of sleep. It's what it is. That's the way it's been for a long time. But that's that. As far as Smackdown goes, I thought it was average, so I gave it 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comment section, and like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. That's that. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back a little bit with your Vengeance Day predictions on episode 106 of the Shadows Lair. So stay tuned for that, and then later on we'll talk about Dynamite. And that's it. Check out my TNA Ring of Honor review a video ago, so check that out, and that's it. Alright. Until next time, my friends, peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your cookout! And if you're not down with that, well, that's too bad, because I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! That's it. Until next time, my friends. Peace.